Hello everyone. Today we will see a program which checks whether a given number is a perfect square or not. So before we start with it, what is a perfect square? So as per definition, an integer that can be expressed as the square of another integer is called as a perfect square. So here if you take an integer 3, so 3 squared is equal to 9, so 9 can be considered as a perfect square. Or in other words, it is defined as the product of some integer with itself. For example, if you take 4, 4 multiplied with 4, that is 4 squared is equal to 16, so 16 is a perfect square. So here we are using the Spider IDE. Now we are starting the program by first writing the purpose of the program. So we have used a single line comment and we have written the purpose of the program, that is write a Python program to check whether a given number is a perfect square or not. Now first we start with importing the math package. So the math package contains so many built-in methods. So here we have imported the math package or math module. Why? Because we need to find the square root of the accepted input. So there is a built-in method which is sqrt. So in order to use that sqrt method, which is in the math module, so we have imported the math module by using the keyword import the module name, so import math. Now we are going to accept the input from the user using the input function. So by default it will be the input will be assigned to a variable of class string. So we are dealing with numbers, so we have typecasted that to int. So n will be an object of class integer since we have typecasted that to integer. So let us assume that someone is giving an input n as 30. Okay, so second statement, that is math dot square root of n. So math dot square root of n, which is a built-in method, transfers this 30 as a parameter to the square root method and returns the square root, which will be something like 5.47 or 48. So x is assigned with that value, so x is now holding the value 5.47. Now y is equal to int of x, so the value of y 5.47, and when we are extracting only the integer part, y will be having the value 5. So the fractional part is chopped out, we retain only the integer part, so 5 will be assigned to y. Now we are checking whether n is equal to y star y. So in our case the n is 30, so 30 is equal to 5 star 5. So in this case 30 is equal to 25. This turns out to be false, and since this conditional statement got the true block and false block, that is the else block, since it turns out to be false, since 30 not equal to 25, it will come to the else part and print 30 is not a perfect square. So instead of that, if we were given a perfect square as input, so let us take 25. So n is equal to 25 and x is equal to math dot square root of 25, which will be returning the value 5. So now x holds the value 5 and int of x 5, it will be 5 itself. And now this will be n is equal to y star y. So n is 25 and y is 5. So y star y, that is equal to 5 into 5. So 25 is equal to 25, which turns true and it executes the true block statement, that is print 25 is a perfect square. So this is the underlying logic of this program. So let us just execute and see the working of this program. So let me first give a number 25. So the output is coming as 25 is a perfect square, no issues. So let us give another input which is 30. So 30 is not a perfect square. Let us give another input that is 1. So 1 is a perfect square. Now I want to check whether 0 is a perfect square. So let us just run it, and 0 So by definition, 0 is considered as a perfect square because 0 multiplied by 0 is satisfying that definition. So here we have not taken into consideration if the user feeds in a negative number. So let us try giving a negative number, negative 25. So it is giving an error, math domain error, because this method cannot take as input a negative number, negative integer. So here that part I am leaving it to the learner for further improvisation. So what you can do is once after accepting the input n, you can check whether the value is greater than or equal to 0. If so, you proceed with all the statements which is checking whether the given input is a perfect square or not. Otherwise, in the else part, you can give a message like the given integer, then given value, the given number is a negative number. So that is left to the learner for further improvisation. Hope you have understood the logic of this program. Happy learning. Thank you.